Hi everyone. Most of the citizens don't know how their government operates. So, Juven Jabo Muhide, I'm going to talk about the US government, their main branch, the two different political parties, what is the function of the parties in political nation activities, and also I'll be talking how the bill can become a law. In these videos, I will be presenting some views of the citizens and they will be talking about how they know their government. So, I'm going to start with the US government history, that is US Constitution, written many years ago. So, the outlines of the structure of American federal government is presented in a constitution written in 1787 and ratified in 1788. But the constitution has established the justice and promote the general welfare, and as well as resolving the conflict for the citizens. So the US government has to defend the nation, establish the justice, promote the general welfare, and also resolving the conflict that can be identified in the citizenship. So it has three different branches, but they work together and directly to make sure that the country is well manageable and governed. So those three branches of the government are
Three branches of government. The first one is executive branch, the second one is judiciary branch, and the third one is the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative branch.
I know that the three branches of government that I know are the legislative branch and the executive branch and then the judiciary branch.
some those three branches of the government are the legislative branch, which is known as the Congress, the executive branch, which is also known as the presidency, and also the judicial branch. So, what are their functions?
The legislative branch fixes the laws, it structures the laws, and the executive branch is there to implement the laws structured by legislative branch. Then the judiciary branch is there to check if the executive or people are following the laws introduced.
What I know is that the legislative branch, they are the ones who set the laws for the whole country. And the executive branch contain the president and the central government. Then the judiciary branch, it contains the court of the country.
What are their functions? The executive branch is the branch that symbolizes and administrates the country. It enforces the law that the legislative branch that have been performed. It also execute, carry out, and coordinate decisions made by the Congress. It also control what the judicial branches has been established and their decision if they are and if they are have been working and implementing in in the nation. So another one is the legislative branch. The legislative branch is known as the Congress and is the symbol of the population political power. So it holds both house, the House of Representatives and the Senate, and also they have the power to pass any registrations before it goes to the president. So it works hand in hand with the judicial branch for giving them any laws that they have been voted and they have been created and they have been approved by the executive branch so that the judicial branch can oversee if they are okay. Also, let me talk about the judicial branch. The judicial branch, it protects the citizen rights. and also serve as watchers or overseers or for other branches the legislative branch and executive branch. And also they make sure that the laws that has been established are not violated in the citizens with the citizens. Okay, thank you. So do you know Democrats and Republic are the major parties in USA?
Yeah.
So can you name a third party?
No, I don't know the fact.
Yeah, you know, Democratic and the Republic are the major parties in USA. So, do you know the third party? Can you name the third party?
I only know those two.
So, let me talk about the two political parties, which are the Republicans and Democratic parties. They have a long story, starting with when the U.S. government was established in 1787. So they have been working together to improve the country and develop the U.S. And their representative have been become more president simultaneously, where one president can be a Republican and another can be a Democratic. So these parties are more dominant and have been dividing the president's elections by winning several times in the United States. So, but there is a little small third party that is presented in the United States. Third party is used in the United States for any or all political parties in the United States other than the two major parties that I have highlighted below. They have a little impact on the political life of the nation. However, it can push a number of the votes to one of the two parties. The main third party can have a small influence for those two other parties. It doesn't have the resources as the two other parties, so third party has little resources. Okay, so what is the best process by which a bill can become a law?
What I know is that for a bill to become a law, it has to pass in the legislative branch. Then the deputies and the senators they discuss about it. Then they decide to make it a law. Then it becomes a law.
Okay, so it's okay. What is the basic process by which a bill can become a law?
A bill to become a law, it is first discussed in the legislation in the parliament, and then after being discussed by the parliament, the executive part, like the president, sign the bill, and then when the president signed it, it becomes a law.
But let me back to how the process or the process of a bill, how it can becomes a law. So this is how a bill can become a law. First of all, everyone has right to establish a bill, but in order a bill to be a law, it have the process, and only the representatives in the Congress are the one who can address the bill so that it can be assessed to be a law. First of all, when a bill is introduced, it have to pass through the committee. The committee is usually made up by senior members who are appointed by the presiding office of the committee that originally dealt with the bill. So in that committee, there are some subcommittees that are dividing for assessing that bill so that they can give revisions and addition in the bill. What that process is called to give a markup session to the bill. After, the committee can present what they have and they bring to a debate. Debate is limited by the rules formulated in the committee. The debaters have equal time for the proponents and the opponents, and they debate about that bill. For example, assessing if the bill is right or not. So, but the debate, here comes what we call sponsors. Sponsors are the one that are sponsoring the committee, and also are the one to control the time for the debate, and it is divided equally between proponents and opponents. In sponsors, we can have proponents and opponents, and in that time, sponsors are the one who give the guide and debates about this bill. After, here comes for the voting time. So if the bill is voted on, then it pass. But if the voting is giving or is not, if the bill does not pass, then the bill automatically die. So House of Representative and Senate pass the same bill, then it is sent to the president. After voting, they can send that bill to the president so that it can be signed off and become a law. So I was talking about how the process become the process of a bill to become a law. So every citizen is is having a responsibility to know exactly what's going on in his country, how the administrative are ruling the country, and also knowing how the operation of the government is going.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. So let me finish by this, and thank you very much for watching my street interview.